Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Somewhere between science and superstition.
We have such sights to show you.
Strange Eons. Welcome to Strange Eons Radio mini episode, what we call short Eons. That's Eric Morgan over there.
Yes. Hello.
That's Vanessa Williams over there.
Hey, everybody.
This is the last short Eons episode, we hope, unless some kind of emergency happens and we are forced to do all of our stuff by Zooms again.
I'm knocking on wood.
Yes, the whole point of these episodes is to give you guys some kind of suggestion while you're in lockdown that you can easily stream on any of the streaming channels. But before we do that, we have to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back.
Hello there. You know, I've been all around this wonderful world of ours, and in all of this world, nothing else is silly putty. What is silly putty? Well, it's a real solid liquid. If you pull it so, it'll go forever, like taffy. Now, when you make silly putty round and drop it, it'll bounce higher than a rubber funny. Always put your silly putty back in its egg, or it will run slowly away. You can buy silly putty for $1 wherever toys are sold. And remember, nothing else is silly putty.
Hey, everybody, we're back!
Oh my God. I'm awake. I'm awake.
You guys. This week I'm picking something that a super fan of ours, a listener and a friend was asking about, and that is Ron Forbeck. He was talking about mom and dad.
Hey, can I go to a movie with Riley tonight?
With Riley? Your grandparents are coming for dinner tonight, remember?
Awesome. Grandpa telling his disgusting Vietnam stories.
Take my advice, don't ever have kids.
Everything just revolves around you, doesn't it?
Yeah, whatever.
What's the rush today? It's like we're waiting for a buffet.
What's going on? Is that McKenna's mom?
Multiple reports are now coming in of parents murdering their own children.
Listen to me. We have to get out of the house before Mom and Dad come home. Dad?
Right foot in, you take your right foot out, you do the hook in, you
Yes, it's Mommy. Mommy's here. Are you two all right?
We're not coming out, okay? You have to leave.
You're going to open the door! This is a really great idea, honey.
I forgot. Your parents.
That was tonight.
Nice.
Mom and Dad is available on Tubi, and it is available commercial free on Hulu. It's from 2017. The critics have it at 75% on Rotten Tomatoes. The audience only has it at 39%. Not exactly sure why. It might be because it stars Nicolas Cage in one of his most over-the-top roles.
Yeah.
It also has Selma Blair in it, and Ron had brought it up because I had forgotten it stars Lance Henriksen as Nicolas Cage's father.
Oh my God, I totally forgot that.
Right.
Whoa.
It was written and directed by Brian Taylor, who is the writer of the Crank movies, and he was the director of the second Ghost Rider film, Spirit of Vengeance, which was marginally better. But he obviously had some kind of connection with Nicolas Cage and was able to get him into this film. I'll read you the description. A teenage girl and her younger brother must survive a wild 24 hours during which a mass hysteria of unknown origin causes parents to turn violently on their own kids. So it follows kind of a zombie movie structure. The parents aren't dead, but something has turned them all insane, and they go to town on their kids. There are a couple of really uncomfortable scenes. One of them is a woman who has just given birth to a baby in a hospital and then who is trying to kill the baby. And so this is the kind of movie you're in for. Nicolas Cage, of course, is the dad of a couple of kids, and if you can imagine, he's going nuts and trying to kill his kids. So he's over the top in a way that is a little more extreme than his usual over the top. I love this movie, and I very, very heartily recommend it.
Anytime they take the reins off of Nicolas Cage, whatever reins anyone can have on the first place, it's always magic. Yeah. It's just pure freaking magic. It's also really cool to see. I would second it. I love seeing Selma Blair doing work, because I know that she has Parkinson's. Is that correct?
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, she was kind of a big deal for a little while, and she was in Cruel Intentions, and and she disappeared off the map, and that was because she was diagnosed and has been battling that for a bit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so super fun to see her.
Yeah, she's excellent in this. Yeah, you make a good point. I feel like the director, would yell cut and go, Nick, can we turn it up, make it a little bigger somehow? And Nicolas Cage was just like, what? Yes, I can definitely do that.
Somebody get this man a Monster Energy drink. He's looking a little low. Well, I wanted to take an opportunity, since this will hopefully be our last one. I want to recommend one of my favorite shows of all time. The whole thing is available on Hulu, and it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Nickelodeon 2012 edition.
They were created by accident. They were kept a secret. They were trained for battle. Booyakasha! And now, when their city is under siege, the fate of humanity is in the hands of these four turtles. When evil threatens our universe, these four brothers are destined to save the world.
Okay, who's next?
Meet Leonardo, the leader.
Stinks to be them.
Donatello, the brains.
Give it all you got.
Raphael, the muscle. And Michelangelo, the wild one.
Hey, I can see a pizza place from up here.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, shelling out justice on Nickelodeon this fall.
Booyakasha!
Sounds weird when he says it.
Sounds weird when you say it.
I love this so much. It's 5 seasons, 124 episodes, and it was such a pleasant surprise. It looks kind of like garbage because it's 3D rendered CGI, and it's like, oh no, this is going to suck. But the writing is so good, and the fun of it is so good. You immediately forget about that. It's made by the creatives behind Teen Titans and Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes. The writing teams, 2 guys, they've worked on the same stuff together. They've been around for a long time. They did some episodes of The Critic. I don't know if anyone remembers that show. That's a throwback. Murphy Brown, that 70s show, Rio more recently, and then they've co-created a show called Robot and Monster, which I don't know about, but it seems like there's a lot of episodes of it. The cast of this series is freaking awesome. You have Sean Astin, that's Raphael. Yeah, you have Seth Green and Jason Biggs for some of the episodes, plays Leonardo. And then you have some old favorites who've done a lot of VO work. Rob Paulson who did a lot of G.I. Joe and Gem stuff. He plays Donatello. And then we also have Greg Sapes as Michelangelo. I guess I didn't look up what he did before. We also have Josh Peck, who has been around for a little bit. He's a younger guy playing Casey Jones. Mae Whitman, who's playing April O'Neil. Some of you girls out there probably know who she is. She was in Parenthood. She was also in Perks of Being a Wallflower. We have Nolan North, who voices Uncharted's Nathan Drake, playing Krang. And then we have guest voices. These are just the voices. These are just the people who are showing up for like an episode here and there. David Tennant, Corey Feldman, Michael Dorn, Kate Muchichi from Garfunkel and Oates, Roseanne Barr, who plays Krang Prime, Gilbert Gottfried, Jeffrey Combs, Mark Hamill, Ron Perlman, and more.
Wow.
It's a really good series, and people figured it out and we're like, yeah, I want to. You've got Jeffrey Combs comes on as like the Rat King. It's just super fun. The style of the writing is really neat. They do a lot of nods towards things that our kind of older generations would appreciate, like Mad Max. There's like an episode of like basically Mad Max. They reference Toxic Avengers. They reference the original Ninja Turtles. There's an episode where they go into an alternative dimension and it's the original 1980s Ninja Turtles and they have to kind of like interact and it's super weird.
I saw that one because don't they also go into like black and white comic versions of them?
I believe so. I need to rewatch it. It's been a while, but they know who their fans are. Yeah. And it's great for both kids and for adults. It's got these awesome little Easter eggs all over the place. Like each season, like they'll be obsessed with watching one show or another and it'll jump into these little snippets of these shows. So you have like spin-off of like Star Trek and then you have like this horrible like He-Man series. There's a Chuck Norris show that's like super bad that one of the turrets is obsessed with, and then you just get weird random shit. Like they have a pet in there for a while called Ice Cream Kitty. Michelangelo adopts a cat that's actually ice cream and he has to keep it in the freezer. It's so weird, but it's so good. It's just incredible writing. I can't recommend it enough. It's really fun. There's a ton of it, and there's a little section of it that gets kind of Monster of the Weeky, but honestly it's bookended by some great stuff out there, so check it out.
Nice. I'm going to make a quick mention of one, but I've just changed at the last minute. I was originally going to talk about one I'd already mentioned, Schitt's Creek, because I'd only watched like 2 or 3 episodes at that point, was enjoying it. I'm now watching the 6th season, and it is glorious. It is one of the most feel-good, happy shows I have ever watched. It's a great one to watch right now, so just toss that out. But I changed my official recommendation to one that is also a happy, feel-good kind of show that I think is kind of not appreciated enough and haven't heard too many people talk about it. It's a show from Amazon from, I think it was like 2015 or something, 2014 through 2018, called Mozart in the Jungle.
Can Rodriguez always come out to play?
No, they'll stay in.
Please join me in welcoming a man who need only be introduced by his first name, your new conductor and musical director, Rodrigo.
Does he also do children's parties?
I think he's amazing.
Hear the hair?
I like it. It's playful.
I like your tattoo.
I mean, this one.
We hired Rodrigo to bring new ideas, a youthful point of view.
What next? Bring a pet to the symphony day.
Rodrigo said, and I quote, the New York Symphony is a dead, irrelevant corpse.
Is this just going to be all about Rodrigo?
The first violin played sharp 17 times in the first movement alone, and we weren't able to perceive Tchaikovsky's desired dynamic shift from bars 27 to 34. Changes will be made.
thought I knew every oboist in town. I'm Cynthia.
Cynthia Taylor. I know you're second cello in the New York Symphony.
You're really good.
Thank you.
All I spend my time doing is like figuring out how to make money, and none of it is about the art.
I don't care what the hell you're doing right now. Drop it and get over to the Symphony Hall. Rodrigo is holding auditions. You didn't hear it from me.
I saw you. You have talent. I put you on that stage. And you are not ready.
Maestro.
You want me?
Be honest about why you are here. It seems to me to be about glory.
She plays with blood.
The heir to the throne must always kill the king.
I'll read the description here from IMDb because it's pretty good. Love, money, ambition, and music intertwine in Mozart in the Jungle. A half-hour comedic drama that looks at finding yourself and finding love while conquering New York City. A brash new maestro, Rodrigo, stirs up the New York Symphony as young oboist Haley hopes for her big chance. And it is a happy show. It's just a show that kind of in the long run makes you feel good about things. It's got Lola Kirky plays the lead Haley. Gael Garcia Bernal plays Rodrigo, which is an amazing performance because he is at the same time annoying as all hell, but completely likable. And you really want him to get over himself and accomplish what he needs to. It's got Bernadette Peters and Malcolm McDowell, who was created by Alex Timbers, who I'm not too familiar with, but you may have heard of Roman Coppola and Jason Schwartzman were the other creators of the show. Thoroughly enjoyed watching that one, kind of completely under the radar. But Mozart in the Jungle on Amazon Prime.
That sounds like such a perfect show for you. Just knowing your love of certain films that involve classical
Mozart.
pianists.
Yes.
Well, very cool. Okay, there you guys go. 3 very different suggestions as usual. And hey, thanks so much for hanging with us during all of this stuff. I know this has been a tough time for everybody, tough time for us too. We will be back to recording episodes all together in the same room here with the next full episode. And that's it. Love you guys. I love you guys.
Love y'all.
Stay healthy,
Love
stay safe.
That's right. We'll see you later. Our podcast is recorded at Eric's house, and Vanessa's house, and Kelly's house, and is engineered and edited by Eric Morgret. Our theme music is Strange Aeons Part 1 by the band Nightshade, and is used with permission. Find Strange Aeons Radio on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and wherever fine podcasts are found.